My dreams are like seeds. When I believe in my dreams, it's like planting my seed. They grow into reality. Hello again, and thanks for joining me today. We're going to continue talking about dreams and goals. What do you really want in life? What are you really hoping to get out of life? And I mean in every single area of life, whether it's money, relationships, right? Materialism, you name it. Even the things that you like, even what you want to look like, the clothes that you want to wear, the kind of car you want to drive. All those are things you have to know that you want. Because if you don't know that you want these things, then the universe doesn't know that you want it and it's not going to give it to you. In addition to that, you're not going to attract these things into your life. You have to know what you want out of life. When you can answer those questions, then you're able to proceed in that direction. If you cannot answer those questions, then you are not heading in any particular directions. You are just existing. Whatever comes up, and whatever comes up is what you do. And the wind blows to the east, so you're going to the east. The wind blows to the west, and you're going to the west. No wind is blowing, then you're standing still. That is not a life, And I'm laughing because I was like that at one point in my life until I met a very important person in my life who became my mentor. Basically rescued me as a teenager and taught me a whole bunch of things about life. And I'm going to share some of those things with you. I even wrote a book on some of the experiences that he shared with me. He was wanting to write a book himself, but he never got around to writing it. And so I ended up writing the book for him. But it's actually my book. But you have to know what you want in life. And if you don't know what you want in life, you're not going to get anything out of life. It's amazing. A lot of us, there are some people who are already in the 50s and 60s and 70s, and they still don't know what they want to be when they grow up. It's kind of sad because they have missed out on a whole life. And then when they get to a certain age and they begin to realize the truth about life, then they have this, I wish I shoulda, when I woulda, and then guess what? The time has passed. But having said that, it's never too late to take action for your life. It's never too late to dream. Whatever stage you choose to dream at, or whatever age you choose to dream at, that's your choice. But you can still dream and you can still experience the rest of your life. I know people in their 90s that are writing books. I've read stories and people in the 90s that have gone back to school and gotten their law degree and actually started law practices. So there is hope, regardless of what age you are. But if you are young, wouldn't it be better to take advantage of the time now and formulate your life and get things written down and know what you want? First, you got to know what you want. Then you have to write it down. And after you write it down, then you have to develop a plan on how you're going to get it. I think that scares a lot of people because dreams don't just happen overnight, unless you win the lotto, of course. But dreams don't just happen overnight. It's a process that you go through from start to finish. It goes from what we would call the concept phase, just an idea, and then after you develop that idea, and then after you put it down on paper, and then you go to the planning stage where you're going to plan, okay, how is this going to work out? Where am I going to start? How am I going to start? And how am I going to continue? And then you have to have all this documented. And after that is done, then, you have a measuring stick on which you can measure yourself by. And then you put it, as you implement it, you can actually see your progress. You can see where you were, where you are now, and where you are going. and you know exactly where you're going because you're heading in that direction. With everything on paper, it's like charting a course and following a map. You don't have to say, "Hey Google," you know. Maybe one of these days we might be doing that. "Hey Google, take me to this destination." No, this is your Google taking you to your destination, and you have to follow that plan. So that's very important. You must have that in place first before you can even think about becoming successful in life in any area of your life, right? And it doesn't matter what it is. You know, you're going to bake a cake. You ladies like baking. It has to be a plan. You got to know what kind of cake you're going to bake, what ingredients the cake needs, right? You have to go shopping for that stuff. Then you got to follow the instructions how to make the cake. How much flour, you know, and different ingredients that you have to put in the sugar, baking soda, or I don't know what else goes in the eggs, you know, what have you. When to put it in, how long to bake it for, and you know when it's finished, right? It's a whole process. We don't think about this because we do these things automatically. Well, life is no different. But as I was saying earlier, a lot of times we are stopped in our tracks when we think about all the work that is involved in accomplishing our dreams, and we kind of give up at that point. We kind of feel it's too much. We feel overwhelmed. I would say, you know, we cannot accomplish this. And for a great majority of us, we think it's too much time. One thing a person told me, and I live with that in my head all the time, the time is going to pass. Okay? If it's going to take 10 years to accomplish a goal, guess what? The 10 years will pass. And if you don't start working on your goals, then the 10 years will pass and you will not have moved 1 inch. So don't look at the time frame and be scared of the time frame. You'd be surprised at how fast 10 years would go by. I'm sure your goals didn't take you that long. I'm just using that as an example. We have a lot of people that are very educated in our society today, that, like for instance, a brain surgeon who studied for 30 years, basically 30 years, okay, to become a brain surgeon. It's probably less now in some places. But could you imagine you want to have a career like that and you have to study for 30 years? How many of you can make that commitment? And that explains why we don't have many brain surgeons in the country, because it's a big commitment to make and people want instant gratification. They want to go to school, study, they'll do a course, 6 months, they start making money, and they're happy. Well, if that's the level of the success that you're looking for, then that's the level of success you're looking for. But the point remains is, whatever level of success that you want to achieve in life, you have to start setting your goals now, and you have to be willing to pay the price for that goal today, not tomorrow, today. Because if you decide, I am going to pay that price, that means you are going to do it. If you defer that, then everything is deferred until you make up your mind on when you are willing to pay the price to accomplish these goals. Accomplishing a great life is not easy. We see a lot of people have great lives, driving Lamborghinis and whatever else, living in big houses and all that. And they have invested a lot to accomplish those things. And I'm talking about the ones who it wasn't handed to them on a platter. We have quite a few people like those in our society who were born into wealth. We're not talking about those people. We're talking about the people who were born with nothing and that today they are wealthy, right? And what transforms them is their goals and their level of lifestyle and way of thinking. I heard a story once I'm going to leave with you. They said if you take everything from a rich man and you put him on the street next to a poor man, in 1 year, the rich man will be off the street, but the poor man will be still on the street. And what is separating the two of them is what's their thinking, their goals, their expectations of life, what they want from life. There are a lot of people who actually were on the street and today they're living really comfortable lives because one day they wake up and realize that they're living in a universe that will give them whatever they want. And your status, your level of education have nothing to do with it. You can rise from wherever you are. In whatever situation you are in, you can rise, you can get out. Remember, I don't know if a lot of you remember Clarence Thomas, who was one of the United States judges, and he said he basically came up from the Bronx, pulled himself up by his bootstraps, and today he's a big judge working on the Supreme Court in the United States. Anywhere to reach in life is possible. It is within your reach. You don't know my life story. I don't talk much about me. I don't want to talk much about me. I've been very successful. I've owned several businesses. But what I want to tell you is, unless you have a goal, unless you know what you want and make that a goal, you are stuck where you are and you will not be moving. Okay? So, hope you enjoyed this little talk today. And we'll talk some more again about goals. And so that you'll be motivated and not feel overwhelmed and know that everything is within your grasp and you can do it. And as Mr. Obama would say, yes, we can. You have a good evening and or good day or good night, and see you on my next video.